In a quiet town, in the corner of a small classroom, there sat a boy named Arjun. He was bright, curious, and full of dreams. His eyes often looked beyond the walls of his school, imagining a life where he could achieve something great. But there was one challenge. He couldn't stay consistent. Every time Arjun decided to study, he would sit with his books for a moment. Then his hands would reach for his phone. One emoji on a chat, one video online, one "I'll only watch for 5 minutes," and suddenly hours had vanished. His father once told him, "Arjun, talent is nothing without discipline." But Arjun brushed it aside. He thought, "I'm smart. I'll figure it out when the time comes." One day came the biggest academic challenge in his school, a national-level exam. Arjun believed his intelligence alone would carry him through. He didn't prepare properly. He studied here and there, but never fully. When the results were announced, Arjun's name was nowhere to be found. His friends celebrated, his teachers clapped for others, but Arjun, he stood in silence, staring at the notice board with trembling hands. That day, as he walked home, he felt something heavy pressing on his chest: shame. He wasn't lacking intelligence. He wasn't lacking dreams. What he was lacking was discipline. That evening, he walked to the old training ground near his house. There, an elderly sports coach, known by everyone as Coach Daniel, often trained kids. Arjun hesitated, then walked up and said softly, "Coach, I don't know what's wrong with me. Every time I try, I fail. How do I get control of myself?" Coach Daniel looked into his eyes, smiled faintly, and picked up a small piece of chalk. He drew a straight line on the ground and said, "Walk only on this line, and do not look at anything else around." Arjun laughed. "That's it? That's too simple." Coach replied calmly, "Try it." Arjun stepped onto the line. He began well, but soon his eyes shifted towards the kids playing, the birds flying, the sound of laughter. Within moments, he wobbled off the line. Coach nodded. "That's your problem, Arjun. You let every sound, every distraction pull you away. Discipline means staying on the line, no matter what happens around you. Success isn't about avoiding distractions. It's about training yourself to march forward despite them." Those words struck Arjun deep. That night, he created a strict routine. He turned his phone off while studying. When his mind wandered, he remembered the chalk line. Step by step, day by day, the restless boy inside him began to change. At first, it was painful. His friends laughed at him. "Why are you so serious? You've changed." But Arjun didn't listen. He had one goal: to prove to himself that discipline could rewrite his story. Months passed. His focus grew sharper. His late nights of waste were now replaced with steady hours of study and practice. Finally, the time came for the next big exam. This time, when Arjun's name appeared right at the top of the results board, the entire classroom erupted in surprise. Teachers who once doubted him looked at him in admiration. But Arjun, he just stood there, quietly smiling, not out of pride, but because he now understood something powerful. When he walked back to meet Coach Daniel, he whispered with gratitude, "Coach, it wasn't intelligence that saved me. It was discipline." Coach placed a hand on his shoulder and said, "Remember this, Arjun. The world does not reward the most talented. It rewards the most disciplined. Talent may open the door, but only discipline will carry you through it." And from that moment on, Arjun lived by one principle. Discipline was no longer a rule. It was his way of life.